D&D Bags, my name's Tom, and welcome to the very last item of the week for this season. Don't worry, I am planning to do Season 2, I just wanted to change up the formula a little bit and kind of make it the best it possibly can be. So in the future you'll probably see item of the week in slightly different format, and I'm hoping that's going to be for the best. Anyway, this week we're going to be looking at the Guardian's Resolve. So aesthetically, the Guardian's Resolve is a studded leather breastplate with a metal hawk insignia in the middle, which houses a dark blue gem. To your peasants, knights, and anyone that's not particularly magically gifted, this would look like a regular leather studded breastplate. However, to those looking closer with an Arcana check, you'll be able to detect the great amount of magical energy stored within the blue gem. On a basic functional level, the Guardian's Resolve is almost identical to any other leather-studded breastplate, providing 12 armor class points plus your dexterity modifier. However, it's when the Guardian's Resolve gets activated that things get really interesting. So the magical energy stored within this breastplate is activated when there are more enemies than allies in a 100-foot radius around you. And just to clarify on that point, when I say enemies, I mean anyone with murderous intent towards the user, and when I say allies, I mean anyone with the intent to preserve the user. So when the user is in a situation where enemies outnumber allies, the Guardian's Resolve turns grey and starts cracking as if it's turning to stone, and it provides even more armour for the user. In fact, in these perilous situations, the Guardian's Resolve provides 3 extra armour class points. So you get the 12 regular armour class points, plus your dexterity modifier, plus this extra 3. Now if you are wondering, in the opposite scenario, where there are more allies than enemies, it doesn't provide any bonus. Essentially, this magical ability makes the Guardian's Resolve perfect for anyone going up against the odds. Okay, so we've talked a bit about what it looks like, what it can do, but where would you find the Guardian's Resolve? Well, one idea for the Guardian's Resolve is perhaps it belongs to a secretive group of monks. These monks could belong to a hidden cult, and it's their utmost duty to defend their temple from any outsiders getting in. However, due to the secret nature of their religion, there weren't many monks to defend this temple, and they had to do whatever it took to defend it from outsiders and pillagers. The Guardian's Resolve could be one such item the monks had to use to defend against attacks from raiders. And therefore, the Guardian's Resolve would be a fitting item for these small number of monks to defend against large attacking parties. Perhaps the monks were trying to defend the temple because it had a secret artifact inside, and depending on how you want to take it, maybe the players run into the monastery if it's still up and running, or maybe they run into the ruins and the monks had finally given in. Either way, the party are likely to find the Guardian's Resolve on a monk, whether they be alive or fought to the last man and are dead. Another idea could be that the Guardian's Resolve belongs to a bodyguard or protector of someone very important. They could be the sworn shield protector of a king, queen, well-off merchant, it doesn't matter who. All that matters is that this bodyguard will do everything in their power to protect their master, and the Guardian's Resolve helps them do so as they're regularly outnumbered. Perhaps the party find this bodyguard and very important person in trouble and help them out, and as a gift the bodyguard would give them the Guardian's Resolve. Or alternatively, perhaps the bodyguard has been disgraced and their very important person has been killed, leaving them grief-ridden. If the party were to find the bodyguard and help them get vengeance against those that killed their master, then perhaps the bodyguard finally retiring would give the Guardian's Resolve to the party as a gift. Or finally, perhaps the Guardian's Resolve belongs to a very famous mercenary who's well known for going up against the odds. Known across the land for their reckless abandon and going headfirst into enemy territory, this mercenary could be ruthless and be a real force to be reckoned with. It could be that the party meet this mercenary when they're halfway through a job, or alternatively, on a more sinister note, perhaps the mercenary's been hired to kill the party. Now, no matter the scenario in which the party meet the mercenary, if they kill them, they can take the Guardian's Resolve, or if they help them, perhaps they get it as a gift. Okay, so we've talked about where to find the Guardian's Resolve, now let's talk about some alternate versions. Now if your campaign has swarms of enemies, the Guardian's Resolve can be adjusted to fit that scenario. Perhaps instead of adding the user's dexterity modifier, it actually adds +1 AC for each enemy in the 100-foot radius. This would mean that the Guardian's Resolve is weaker at first, but given the large amount of enemies, it would soon harden and give the user a lot more protection. Now another alternate version for the Guardian's Resolve is a cursed item route. And what I mean by that is that when the user first finds the Guardian's Resolve and puts it on, it locks itself into place and cannot be removed. The armour provides its normal 12 armour class plus the dexterity modifier, and in scenarios where there are more enemies than allies, it would provide that 3+ extra bonus. However, in the opposite scenario, when there are more allies than enemies, the armour acts more as a detriment. The Guardian's Resolve will weigh down on the user, completely eliminating the dexterity modifier, and also giving -3 AC bonus. Now unfortunately, the user has to ride out the negative and positive reaction the Guardian's Resolve has, as it's completely locked onto them. However, they could seek out someone to remove it from them, or maybe even just remove the negative side from it. The person they seek out would have to be very well versed in magical armour, and also a great leather worker to remove the armour from them. But with all things D&D, take this item with a pinch of salt. Make sure it fits your players and your campaign, and overall make sure you're happy with it. And guys, that's it for Season 1 of Item of the Week. I will catch you around in Season 2. Take care.
Hey, thanks for watching Item of the Week. Be sure to leave a comment down below on how your players reacted to this week's item. Also, be sure to check out my channel for more Item of the Week and other D&D content. Hitting that subscribe button will make you the first to know when new videos come out. And finally, don't forget to drop me a follow on Twitter and check out the full Item of the Week archive in the link in the description.